I have not said anything since I came here. But the Honorable Chris Bariomunzi, who was charged for stealing Nevanda's body parts, wants to draw me in an argument where I am not a party. I went to see him at Ginger Road Police, where they had denied him even sandals. And I followed this matter up to court, stood with him. Is he in order not to thank me, but to keep dragging me in his submission and create an impression that I have said something, yet I have said nothing? Is he in order?
Right, Honorable Speaker. I also take the opportunity to congratulate colleagues who went through and thank whoever participated. I think many of the issues to do with the arrests, the Minister of Internal Affairs has commented. But just to recap what I told the country as the Minister of Information, is that there are no charges being preferred against the Honorable Chaguranyi. And the state is not looking for him. He's a free man. That's the point I made. He chose on his own volition to go into hiding. The state is not interested in him. Otherwise, the state would pick him from wherever he is, because we know. We have technology to trace people. But because we are not interested in him, that's why I said he's free to be in his home. At the moment, he's not at the home, but he is free anytime and members of his family. There is a light deployment at his home, not to harass anybody, but for Ugandans not to use the home as a public disorder hub for purposes of security, their security interests. And therefore, there is some access control. Because again, also when the head of the home is not there, you wouldn't want the whole crowd of Ugandans to just swam there. So there's some control, but harmless. So, leader of opposition, your leader is not wanted by the state, and advise him to be at home, provided he doesn't engage in law breaking. There is no problem with that. Secondly, it is not true that I have ever been abducted by this government. In 2012, we had an issue in this house where a colleague died in circumstances which were not clear. I was tasked by the House as a commissioner of Parliament to be part of the team to find out what had happened. And unfortunately, there was like a misunderstanding between the government and us in Parliament, and I was arrested on my way to Fort Portal and detained at the Ginger Road Police Station, produced in the Buganda Road Court, given bail, and for 9 months we battled with the government, and I defeated the government and forgave the government. Yes. And actually, Mr. General Kare Kaihura apologized to me officially, because I also told the president that I am a qualified medical doctor, and I knew what I was doing in that investigation. I remember we had an argument before, and I told him I will defeat you in court, because I am a senior doctor, highly qualified, by the way, and there is no law I had broken, and indeed, court agreed with me. So insinuations that I was abducted, I know the Honorable Semujju use it all the time on the opposition, but that one is long past, so I just wanted to clarify. And I was working as a commissioner.
Point of order.
Okay.
Mr. Speaker, first of all, I have not said anything since I came here. But the Honorable Chris Barriomons, who was charged for stealing Nevanda's body parts, wants to draw me in an argument where I am not a party. I went to see him at Ginger Road Police, where they had denied him even sandals. And I followed this matter up to court, stood with him. Is he in order not to thank me, but to keep dragging me in his submission and create an impression that I have said something, yet I have said nothing? Is he in order?
Chris was presenting, I saw you, on your face I saw signs which are not usual. You are not the usual you. So I think since he's a qualified doctor and highly qualified, he might have understood you better, that you're concerned or you are so. So, but at least you should thank Honorable Semujju for what he did. Did he bring you sandals even though he just observed and went away?
I want to thank the Honorable Semujju because actually he came and many colleagues came to visit me, but he came empty-handed. He came empty-handed. But I appreciate he was concerned, but he even wrote a story in Observer which misquoted what he claims I have said, but that's for another day. But I want to thank him and the other colleagues. And I remember the Honorable Amuriat and the Honorable Nabu Kenya and the Honorable David Bahat stood surely for me in court. So it's true, there was support in Parliament during that time because we were fighting for the welfare of a colleague who had died in circumstances which were not clear. And I've always said, if it happened again, I would still do the same that I did then, to fight for the rights of somebody, especially who can't speak for himself or speak for herself in those circumstances. So I have no regrets for what I did on behalf of Parliament then as a parliamentary commissioner. So you should never use it to blackmail me or to think that I will feel shy because of the role that I played as a commissioner in this House. But I also want to put on record that the charges were not about stealing body parts. No. No, it was not about stealing body parts. That will be for another day. Now, Right Honorable Speaker, my plea to the honorable members and all of us as leaders, and that's the point I have been making in the media, that we are done with elections. Presidential, parliamentary, local government at LC5, municipal councils, waiting now for the LC3 and town councils to complete this process. Whoever is aggrieved with the results, there is a channel for court to petition so that if you adduce evidence in the courts, then the courts can listen to you. But inciting the public for people to go into riots and violence, I think is not helpful for both of us in the government, even for you in opposition, because we want a stable Uganda. If you think you were rigged or treated unfairly, there are channels of court, but not an civilized way of inciting Ugandans. And security has a responsibility to ensure that you and I are safe in this country, because me being a candidate, whether presidential, parliamentary, is not a license to threaten you and harm your security as a Ugandan. And therefore, whatever actions you see security doing is in that line that they have a duty with the leave of the Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Allow me to congratulate my colleagues, though many of us came in different ways, others through the door, others through the window, but all the same, I congratulate everyone. The clarification I would like to seek from our minister. Our minister, the leader of opposition, raised very important concern about the vice chair of Northern Uganda of NUP. She disappeared. The family is looking for where she is. What we are interested in knowing is, tell us, where is she? Where have you detained her? And what charges was preferred before her? Right now, many people are disappearing. Be straight to the point and tell us where those who are lost, where they are. That is where we want to go. Thank you.
It had been addressed by the Minister of Internal Affairs, but
okay. Colleagues, once it clocks 3 p.m., we are going back on the order paper. So, Minister, conclude.
I think police and security agencies are doing their work. If there are people who are breaching the law, police and other agencies are mandated by law to take action. What we have guided security is that if they arrest somebody, he or she should be arrested roughly and taken to gazetted centers and processed in accordance with the law. Now, cases of those we are saying have been abducted, I cannot confirm here that someone has been abducted because there is a law on missing persons. If your dear one goes missing for a number of days, the law requires you to report to police that my person is missing, and then the law commands police now to assist you in search of such a person. But the information I have, that those who are being arrested are being processed for court, and then they are charged and handled accordingly. We do not condone abducting or arresting people and keeping them in areas which are not known. That is not the position of government. But the Minister of Information, rather of Security, Internal Affairs, maybe later, can give us information regarding those cases you are reporting. Lastly, Right Honourable Speaker, you have guided on the biometric voter verification kits. I chaired the committee of cabinet that prepared that intervention of using the technology. And indeed, it is the government which initiated it, and the purpose was to ensure one person, one vote, just supplement the efforts of voter verification. And fortunately, on the day of voting, we got a report that there were technical hitches. I was given a report on phone as the Minister of ICT, but an agreement was made with the Electoral Commission that voting goes on using the manual register. And the failure for the machines to work on that day did not in any way injure the integrity of the exercise. Yes, but eventually the technical hitches, there were software-related technical hitches. I think a report will come. The voting still went on because in any case, candidates are supposed to have strong agents to ensure that they oversee whatever happens, and I think the exercise went on well. But eventually the technical hitches were sorted, and in the subsequent elections for local governments, the machines are being used very effectively. But the Minister for Justice can come and give a substantive report. But it was the intention of government, so it cannot be the same government to have changed the mind that we don't use them. Because it wasn't an idea from the opposition. It was President Museveni himself. And so I just want to assure you that it didn't injure the integrity of the elections. And going forward, the machines shall be used for any other subsequent elections. I thank you very much.
Thank you. Lop, 1 minute.